This is Yvonne Stanberry welcoming you to another episode of Real Stories, Real Growth, and Resilience in Both. Today we get introduced to one of our family members, Yvonne Stanberry. Welcome, Yvonne.
Thank you for having me.
Good. And how is your day going so far?
My day so far is good.
Good, but I just call you Yvonne. That's an interesting name. Tell me about your name.
I was named by my parents and later found out that Yvonne is actually a French name.
Ah, so I should have said bonjour, Yvonne. Comment ça va?
Bonjour.
Oh, bonjour. Parlez-vous français?
No.
Oh, you don't speak French much. But you just told me that, hello, how are you? So you speak a little French, I take it.
Just hello and goodbye, I suppose.
Well, you know what? I'll probably find out a little bit more. Something tells me I'll find out a little bit more about your name. About your interesting name. So, all right. Well, the Stanberry Archives podcast is where we are, and we thank you that it's real stories, real growth, and resilience in both. But today's episode, we're really just talking about Yvonne. We want to get to know who Yvonne is. So if Yvonne could tell us about who she is, from where did she hail?
Okay, so I was born in Hayes, Clarendon in Jamaica, a small community, and later on moved from that community to another community called Mitchelltown. That's where my memories start for childhood. So I attended a local basic school there and then moved on to the local primary school, which is called Mitchelltown Primary.
May I just ask you? So you mentioned basic school. For those of us listening from North America, we perhaps know about primary or elementary school, I would say. The British people might know primary school. But what is basic school?
So basic school is what we would call in North America kindergarten. So you spend 2 years there at age 4 and age 5.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
So 2 years at that school, and then I moved on to the elementary school, otherwise known as primary school, where I stayed there for 2 years. And then my mother transferred me to another primary school, which is in another town called Lioneltown. So that's primary school was called Lioneltown Primary. And I stayed at that school until up until grade 6, where at the end of grade 6, I wrote the common entrance examination, and I was awarded a position at a high school in Maypen called Glenmuir High School.
I knew it. The moment I could figure that you wrote that common entrance exam and you passed it, didn't you?
Yes, I did pass.
Wow, I could tell you're the bright one. I have a story to tell you. There are people I know who wrote that exam who didn't pass it.
Yeah, that's right. Not everyone passed, so
you were the bright one.
It's possible that you would know someone who didn't pass, because I do as well.
You do?
Yes,
okay,
yes, I do.
All right, so you went from that primary school to a high school called Glenmuir.
That is correct.
So I guess you went to Glenmuir at age 11 or 12?
At age 12, yeah.
Oh, so by age 12 you went to a lot of different schools.
Yes.
Wow. No wonder you're so bright. All right, so tell me about Glenmuir.
Okay, so life at Glenmuir was very good. It's my teenage years, and I believe I enjoyed it a lot. It was a very good experience at that school. I participated in activities that I could participate in, which my schedule allows. I was a member of the 4-H club, which is a very good club. And then I participated in some dancing activities there, which is something that I like doing a lot.
Dancing.
Yes, I love to dance.
Ah, so you're good at. So did you start dancing at Glenmuir, or were you dancing before?
Oh, good question. No, I started dancing earlier from I would say I was in elementary school. I was dancing. I did quite a number of dance competitions before age 12.
Wow.
Yes, and that was throughout my elementary school. There was at the elementary school in Lionel Town that I was transferred to. That school participated in dancing competitions, which would be you were at some point in the school year you went to a high school basically, and they host all the elementary schools there, and you competed against all the different schools. So that was a wonderful experience. I enjoyed that a lot. And during my high school, I also did more dancing, competition dancing, as well as also for entertainments. So another competitive dancing I did during high school was I wouldn't say competitive dancing in high school. While in elementary school, I competed at a high school level with high school kids, because my neighbors at the time wanted me to help out with their dancing at their high school. So they recruited me to come and dance with them at the high school. At that high school, I won first place, and they were happy, excited. The next year they recruited me again, and I won first place again. But then they announced that they cannot give me first place once again because I'm not officially a student of that high school.
Oh, wow. I'm
Yes.
even surprised they gave you first place. First place the first time. I thought you would be disqualified. That hey, you're not a high school student. You're just a elementary school,
Yes.
primary school student.
Yes.
So that was awesome. So you must have been a better dancer that time, at your age in primary school than high school students.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, that is
Wow.
correct. And then moving on to high school now, I participated in a concert that our grade was presenting. So after that, I became a little bit famous because people didn't know that I could dance. So after moving on to the upper grades, the children, there was a group in the lower grades now asked me to come and choreograph their dance troupe, which I did at the high school, and also choreograph another dance troupe in the community where I'm from, where they were having, the community center was having a concert. So they were using children from the community to showcase different talents. So of course mine was dancing, and I put together a little group of children in the neighborhood, and we did do our dance.
Wow, that's amazing.
place.
So you clearly have some artistic talented something inside of your bones, your heart, your legs, no doubt, your body, your movement. So that is amazing. So it's good to hear. So you're a choreographer and you're a dancer, and I just hope that one day perhaps you could become my private dancer.
Oh, sure.
All right. Here we go. She's going to be my private dancer. So you were talking about high school and Glenmuir, and then after Glenmuir, what happened? Did you
Okay,
just
so after Glenmuir, I migrated to Canada, specifically Toronto, and I continued high school here in Toronto, where I attended Bloor Collegiate Institute.
hold a moment. Bloor Collegiate Institute. Collegiate
That is correct.
Sounds like it's a word coming off college. Is that a college you went to?
No, it is not a college. It is a high school.
But it is called Bloor Collegiate.
That is correct,
Institute.
yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So tell me something then. What grade did you leave Glenmuir in?
I left Glenmuir at grade 11.
Oh, so you did grade 11. So when you came here, so you didn't do upper and lower sixth form?
No,
those
I did
kinds of-
not. No.
Oh, I see. Got it. So when you came here then, What grade equivalency?
Okay, so I migrated here and started grade 12 and grade 13.
Grade 13. So grade 12 and grade 13. Sounds good. So basically then you would have continued here where you would have continued in Jamaica.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
You had gone to lower and upper sixth form in Jamaica.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. So what was the culture shock, if any, coming to Toronto from Maypen and Glenmuir?
Okay, so it's interesting that you asked because knowing that I was going to migrate to Canada, I tried to prepare myself for the difference or culture shock, as you would ask. So watching television and seeing children in school, I sort of have that expectation when I come here, so which is basically the same thing that happened. So it wasn't much of a culture shock. What I was expecting to happen happened. So the only difference was I realized the coursework in the curriculum wasn't as heavy as what I was accustomed to in Jamaica. So take for example your English class in Canada, we would read books by authors such as Margaret Lawrence, The Stone Angel, or The Great Gatsby, or The Glass Menagerie. And that's what we would do for English class. We would read the books and then we'd write a book report. And my experience for English in Jamaica was grammatical. My English class was more grammatical. What is similar for me in Jamaica was in English literature, where in English literature in Jamaica, we would read books as well and write books reports. So basically, my English class here in Canada mirrored my English literature class in Jamaica.
So that's a very interesting difference in the English classes in Toronto and Jamaica and the English literature classes in Toronto and Jamaica. Sounds good. So no doubt you did very well at them because you can articulate so well and describe the differences to people who need to learn, like myself, about English literature. So that was on the academic side. How about the social side and dancing in Toronto? Was that a part of your life?
Oh, yes. Interesting that you asked. Dancing. Yes, I've been a dancer. I love to dance. Yes, I did got involved in dancing in high school here in Canada. Upon arriving at the school, the children around the school were keep singing this song, feeling hot, hot, hot. I'm like, okay, they know this song. So at the end of the school year in December, they were having an end of year concert. So I decided I'm going to take part in the concert by putting together a dance group. So seeing that the children in the school were already familiar with feeling hot, 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 I decided to use that song and so I put together a small group, including my sister and a few more friends, and we performed, and everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. Again, the next day at school, it was just all talks and craze about the dance and everything. It was a wonderful experience. I really enjoyed myself.
Wow. Okay, that is great. So you're good at the academics, at English literature, and at dancing. So you've been really dancing in multiple countries.
That's correct.
That's exciting to hear. I know I just have a few minutes with you before you get back to some of your clients. So tell me about life after Bloor Collegiate.
Okay, so life after Bloor Collegiate, I went to Humber College. For Humber College, I attended the North Campus, which is on Lake Shore, which I studied business administration with a minor in human resources. And I attended the South Campus for 2 years. It was a very small campus, so it only allowed for 2-year programs. And seeing that business administration was a 3-year program, I transferred to the North Campus in Etobicoke and completed my 3rd year of business administration there. And So in 1991, I completed that diploma, and then I continued and completed my certificate in human resources management, and finished in 1992. After leaving Hamburg, I got a contract job at a small manufacturing company north of Toronto as a HR assistant, where I was in charge of updating the HRIS system for that company.
And I think HRIS means Human Resource Information System.
That is correct.
So
yes.
somewhat tied to IT and information technology.
That is correct.
So I suppose they were modernizing from paper to electronic digitization.
Exactly. You got it. Got it. Exactly. That's what was happening. At that time, HRIS was new, so everybody was trying to move from paper to electronic, as you mentioned. Then after leaving that company, I received a job at Rogers. Back then in 93, it was called Cantel. And it was at that company that I learned that my name is French.
So we're going back to your early days. Okay.
Yes, it so happened that I was working, my work colleagues, some of them were French-speaking Canadians, and so they were curious. Yvonne, you don't speak French, but you have a French name. I said, wow, I didn't know that my name was French. So it happened that they ended up teaching me a few things about a few sentences in French, because at the time I was a credit analyst, so we will have people calling in across the country to get approval for a pager. So when a French person called from Quebec, they would say bonjour, and everything else was French after that, which I did not understand. So they taught me to say bonjour, je ne parle pas français, parlez-vous anglais? Mean hello, I do not speak French. Do you speak English?
Oui. Je parle français.
So that's my limited vocabulary in French right there, which I still remember up to today.
Wow.
And of course, I converse with my children, if I'm correct, and they agreed.
Even today. So, okay,
Yes.
so I hear about your children. So your children are French speaking then?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds great. So how long were you at Rogers?
I was at Rogers for 10 years.
10 years, that's a long while. I know people at companies are at companies for 10 years. They get like a 10-year anniversary gift, like a yacht or something.
Ooh, I wish.
You own a yacht.
No,
Take
not
me
at
on
all.
your yacht.
I wasn't that fortunate. I received my 10-year pin, yes, 2 stars on it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah? So did you pin it on the yacht you got?
Oh, no yacht. No.
Oh, I was
no
looking
yacht,
forward to that.
unfortunately.
10 years, that's a long while.
That is
for
correct,
you to be at one
yes.
firm. 10 years, wow. So you almost grew up in the cell phone industry.
Oh, definitely, yes, I do.
So what was, before cell phone, they had pagers, I take
That's
it,
right, pagers, yes.
And
yes,
did you have pagers?
Yes, I owned a pager.
Wow. So you were like bleeding edge tech.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 93 or
That
those
is
kind
correct.
of years?
Yes,
Whoa.
yes, that's right.
Excellent. So you were at Rogers for 10 long years.
Yes.
But what on earth would cause you to leave Rogers?
Yes, good question. I resigned from Rogers in 2003 after giving birth to twin girls. So I decided to, I went back for a year after my twins were born. And then I decided I'm going to resign and stay home and take care of my family. My family included twin girls and a boy, and of course my husband, but is most likely for child care and to be there for the children as a mother.
And that was the reason you left back in 2003.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, I know we're coming up on time, and I know you've got to run. So thank you very much, Yvonne, for being here. I know there's some great story behind you leaving Rogers. And we took the time today to talk about your first basic school all the way to Glenmuir High School, where you tore up the dance floor. I hear it's still smoldering right now. That's what I heard. And all the way to your collegiate institute in Toronto, to Humber College, and your diploma in business ad and HR, and all the way until now. And then you left Rogers, and I hear there's amazing things that you want to talk about.
That's
leaving
right.
Rogers. We have no more time to talk about that today. But in a future episode, we are just waiting with bated breath to hear what you say. Why you left Rogers? Well, you told us why.
Yes.
You left to go home and take care of your husband. Am I right?
Yeah, and my husband, as well as my children.
Okay. I am putting in a plug in there for me. So, but it's an interesting story to hear. Can't wait to hear about it. And may I just ask, like we usually like to ask people, at least it's a trend we want to have on our podcast. What last parting words you might have to say?
It's never too late sometimes.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. Thanks again for joining us. Don't miss the next episode where Yvonne talks with me about my earliest journeys.